today I have a 911 going on. So my husband came to me this morning and he says, my ear is killing me. I feel like there's a big nail going into my ear. And honestly, I came into the office here, the shop, and I thought, oh, maybe it'll go away. And it didn't. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make him up an earache oil. I thought I would share that with you and tell you about the different ingredients I'm going to be using, and then explain why they work. And then I'm going to give you some options for children at the end. So if you're interested in learning about earache oils that you can make at home very easily, that are safe for children, stay to the end and I'm going to give you some options for kids. But this one that I'm going to share with you is for adults aged 12 and over. Actually, you could probably get away with 10 years old if you leave one of these oils out, but I will again talk about that at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and discuss this. What I'm going to do is make a massage oil, and I'm going to have it be at a 5% dilution. Now, a 5% dilution isn't super high, but it's on the higher end for grown-ups who have an acute situation. And in this case, it's definitely acute. I thought about going with a 10%, but that's pretty strong. So you always want to start with the lower dilution that you feel is going to work, and then you can always go upward from there. Better to start small. That's what herbalists call titrating the dose, okay? Or the amount. And it works like that for both herbs and essential oils. So just start with the smallest dilution you think you can get away with, or the least impactful herbal remedy you can get away with, and the smallest herbal dose that you can get away with, and then go from there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and dive in here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is start with my essential oils. Now for him, I'm actually going to be working with 7 different oils. I'm going to explain why they work, and you can make this even if you don't have all 7 of the essential oils. You can substitute, or you can just omit some of them, and I will talk about that as we go through this, okay? So number 1, we are going to go ahead in a 1 ounce dropper bottle. That's what I have here. I've sterilized it. It's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and drop in 5 drops of ginger. Now, ginger essential oil. Smells so good, number 1. But it is an analgesic, so it does have pain relieving properties. It's an antiseptic, it's an antispasmodic, it is a rubefacient, which is one of the reasons I chose it too, because it warms the skin and it brings blood to the surface of the skin, and it just helps stimulate the healing in a specific area. In this case, my husband's ear. It's also antioxidant, it's an antiseptic, and it's a bactericidal, which is nice because if he's got an infection going on in there, you know what, just having the fumes near the ear canal may be enough to just kick it out. So we're gonna go ahead and start with 5 drops of ginger. Okay, there we go. Next up, we have lavender. Now, I know everybody, well, not everybody, some people moan when they hear the essential oil lavender, because don't we just use it in everything? Lavender is just one of those amazing herbs that has so many wonderful uses and is exceptional for so many different things. You really can't go wrong pulling out your lavender in almost any situation. And I'm saying that as both an herbalist and an aromatherapist, but I just love it. This lavender, by the way, comes from a friend of mine named Stephanie, who owns a lavender farm in California called Running Springs Ranch. And I swear it is the best lavender I have ever experienced as an aromatherapist. And I've experienced some really good lavender essential oils. And I'm not an affiliate for her. I just really love her oil. So when she gets done distilling her oils every year, I buy a good amount. And yes, they are more expensive than the other lavender essential oils you're going to find on the market, but I don't care because it is just so good. It's extremely powerful. Well, let's talk about lavender for a moment. So lavender is analgesic, which means it's pain relieving. It is also antimicrobial. It is kind of a sedative, nervine herb. It has many other actions, but these are the actions specifically why I'm choosing it for earache. So we're gonna put in 5 drops of lavender. Okay. Next up, we're going to go with hyssop. I love hyssop. Now, you may not have hyssop. And if you don't, that's okay. We'll talk about what you can do otherwise. But hyssop has actually got specific uses for earache. So I really, really love hyssop for this. It is an antiseptic, it's an antispasmodic, it is also a bactericide, it's a sedative nervine, just as lavender is. One of the reasons I really like it for earaches is that it contains a chemical called bicariophyllene, and that's helpful for pain relief. And on top of that, it contains a lot of 1,8-cineol, which is another chemical that has been studied that may help with earaches, and I really love it. 1,8-cineol is a very strong respiratory supporting chemical, and as we know, with our ears and our eustachian tubes, this is the top, upper respiratory part of the system. So I'm going to go ahead and add in 5 drops of hyssop. Okay. And again, I just really love this essential oil. If you don't have it, just leave it out, okay? Or make some adjustments. Next up, we've got frankincense. I love frankincense. And many people are going to say, well, what species of frankincense should you get? Should you get Boswellia sacra? Should you get Boswellia carterii, freriana? Which one should you use? Honestly, in this case, it doesn't matter. Any frankincense species will do. I love frankincense for this because it is so calming, very, very calming. When you have pain and annoyance or any kind of discomfort, what ends up happening is that you exacerbate the stress response, and that makes the pain even worse. So anything you can use, like lavender, is calming, and so is frankincense. That's going to be really helpful. It's slightly sedative. It's astringent, it's anti-inflammatory, which I love for this situation as well, and it's antiseptic. I don't know if I already said that or not, but I might have said it twice. There we go. 5 drops of frankincense. Alrighty, so we've got 4 different oils in there so far. And now we're gonna go ahead and put in some thyme chemotype linalool. You could also use your thyme chemotype thymol, which is the most common thyme essential oil. And I really, really love that thyme as well. It's very, very medicinally powerful, but I really like the linalool in terms of painful situations. And actually what I could have chosen to do, but I've already pulled my oils out, is split them and do like 3 drops of the thyme chemotype linalool and 3 drops of thyme chemotype thymol. But we're just gonna go with the linalool. Thyme herb has specificities to the respiratory system and infections. That's another reason I really love to use it. It is astringent, it's an antioxidant, it's also antiseptic and antimicrobial, and I really like thyme for situations like this. And what did I put down here? We're gonna use 5 drops of the thyme. You can see I'm keeping this formula very simple. We're using about the same number of drops of each oil, but I've chosen them all very, very carefully. I'll put them out here. I don't know if you can see them here. Not that you can see the titles anyway, but all right, next up here, we have got Eucalyptus globulus. Now, there are a number of different eucalyptus species. There's over 200, I think. In terms of the species of essential oil, I'm using the globulus, and that is because it's also, like hyssop, is high in 1,8-cineol. And what I have found in working with clients and making formulations for a lot of people is that even though hyssop and Eucalyptus globulus are both high in 1,8-cineol, they have other chemicals in them that synergize together, and I think that they empower each other in formulas like this. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in 5 drops of my Eucalyptus globulus. Okay. All right, the next essential oil we're going to use is birch, and I really love using birch when there's acute pain going on, or wintergreen works very well as well. But birch contains different salicylates. There's several different ones. These are precursors to the methyl salicylate that aspirin contains. Actually, aspirin contains acetyl methyl salicylate. But anyway, topically and also internally, these chemicals can be really helpful when there's a lot of pain. Now, with that said, you're not going to use birch essential oil internally ever, okay? It is too powerful. What you would want to use is a tincture of willow bark or meadowsweet or poplar bud, something along those lines. But in terms of external use, for outside of your body, you can use some birch. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in 5 drops of birch oil. All right, there we go. So this is gonna be a really, really nice earache oil. And again, this is a 5% dilution. All right, now let's talk about your carrier oils for a moment. So these are 2 different herbal infused oils that I have in my cupboards that I like to use for things like this. And I'm going to talk about these. You could just use regular old olive oil if you wanted to. I've got some olive oil here, and I actually thought about just grabbing the olive oil and putting the essential oils in. But then I thought, no, it's really hurting him. So I'm going to go ahead and power this up with some herbal oils that I want to use instead. So I've got 2 different ones. This is arnica comfrey oil. Now, arnica comfrey oil is very anti-inflammatory, and it's really exceptional for topical pains, like bruising and such like that. Now, with an earache, you don't have bruising necessarily, but there is stuff going on in the lymph nodes and around the ears, so this is going to be very helpful, I feel, in this case. The other herbal infused oil I have is, this is cannabis sativa infused in olive oil. So I was able to get a hold of some flowers from a friend and go ahead and infuse this in oil. So you might be wondering, is it the same thing as CBD oil? And the answer is no, it's not. However, it should be very, very helpful in this regard. Other oils that you could use would be St. John's wort oil or trauma oil, would be very, very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I've got my essential oils in here already. I am just gonna go ahead and scoop out a tablespoon of the arnica comfrey oil. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I've got a little funnel. I'm just funneling it in. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do another half of a tablespoon. And then I'm gonna wipe this off. This towel's been dipped in high proof alcohol, so it does a nice job getting that oil off. And then I'm going to go ahead, don't want to drip any in there, and add a tablespoon and a half or so to my bottle. And I like to add my oils to the shoulder of the bottle. There's no need to fill it up. I like to have a little bit of movement in my bottle so that I can shake my oils. It's right to about here with my essential oils and get that combined really, really well. All right, so there we go. I think this is going to be super effective, actually. It smells really good. All right, I want to say really quickly too, one of the things, if you've got congestion going on in the head or the neck or the ears, lymph moving essential oils or massage oils can be really helpful too. And I do have a recipe for lymph moving massage oil that's been very, very popular with students and clients that you might want to take a look at. It's here on YouTube as well. So lymph moving is very, very important if you want to stay well. So I'm going to go ahead and close these carrier oils up, set that aside. And here we are, we've got our infused oil. I also just have here about, I've got 5 different tinctures going on that I'm also going to make up for him for this. And I think I'll just do a separate video on that because this one's getting pretty long. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up with this video or right afterwards. Alrighty, so now let's talk about children. I promised you we would talk about children, but before I go into children, if you like this video so far, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I'm Heidi Villegas, aromatherapist, herbalist, natural living lover, and homesteader. And I would love to have you join our community here. I love my YouTube community. You guys are amazing. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of children and essential oils and remedies like this. If you wanted to make an essential oil or aromatic medicine remedy like this ear oil for children, then here's how you would do that. So I will tell you how to use this at the end of this when I get done talking about children here. I would not put this on an infant's ear, okay, at all. If you do have an infant that's got ear problems, definitely please go see a doctor, because you don't want to mess with babies. But if you can't get in to see the doctor for some reason and you need to do something quickly at home, it's better to do something than nothing. And I suggest just going with the lavender, because lavender is very, very safe. It's very calming and it's pretty benign. So you would want to use this. I would go at a 0.5% dilution if you need to do that. And that is in extreme cases. And again, you should see a doctor. By the way, you should also see a doctor if there's prolonged fever or if the pain is going on and on and on for days, because you might have something going on there with that. Now, for children ages 12 months to 2 years, what I would suggest with children that age is to go with the lavender, the frankincense, and the thyme CT linalool, chemotype linalool. All of these are quite safe, very benign, and I really love the fact that you've got the antibacterial and respiratory benefits of the thyme CT linalool. It's also calming. Linalool is a chemical that is a very calming chemical on the nervous system. Your lavender, same thing, super, super essential oil for things like this. And then the frankincense, really wonderful threesome for little ones. And for children, ages, 12 months to 2 years, I would say to go with a 0.5% to a 1% dilution, and that's going to be about 3 to 6 drops. 3 drops in a 1 ounce bottle is going to give you that 0.5% dilution. Honestly, it doesn't sound like very much just to put 3 little drops in a 1 ounce bottle like this, but trust me, essential oils are so powerful, and little ones are a lot more sensitive than adults are. So just know that. Then for ages 2 to 6, what I would suggest is going with a 2% dilution for an earache. Now, we're talking about, you're going to be using it in a localized area. 2% is pretty high for children like that, for children of that age, depending on the situation. But I think for this situation, that's what I would suggest, and that's 12 drops. I would also stick with these 3 oils. Once again, that's thyme, chemotype linalool, lavender, frankincense, and you could add in the ginger as well. Ginger's wonderful. Okay, and then for children ages 7 to 10-ish, right in there, and you're gonna look at your child's size too. Like if you've got a really big 6-year-old or 7-year-old that's as big as some 9 or 10-year-olds, you're not gonna just go by age. Like you wanna take a look at their weight and just how big they are, because you can make adjustments based on that too. You would wanna use these same 4 oils. Again, that's ginger, lavender, thyme, chemotype linalool, and frankincense. And you would want to use this at a 2 to 3% dilution, which is 12 drops to 18 drops in there. So, you can just split them up equally or however you decide to do it. But that's what I would suggest. Do not use birch with children under, I would say even the teen years. It's pretty powerful. Age 12 or 13 or so, and even small teenagers. I would not use the birch. And then the eucalyptus and the hyssop, because of the high amounts of the 1,8 cineol, you are not going to want to use these essential oils with children under the age of about 10 to 12, again, depending on how big they are. And that is how to make this. Now let's talk about how to use this ear oil. You are not going to put this in your ears, okay? Do not put this in your ears. In fact, I probably should put a little slide up front that says do not use in the ear. So you guys see that right away. But what you want to do is you're going to just rub this around the back of your neck, You can rub it in front of the ear, you can rub it up and over the ear, and then you want to just put it inside the panicle of the ear and even down. You're not going to stick it in your ear, again, not sticking it in there, but just rub it around the ear opening, the ear canal, and just, you know, enjoy it. Then breathe it in, enjoy the scent, and then go lay yourself on a warm heating pad. I can feel a difference in my ear already, to be honest. It just feels a lot more open than the other one does already. So this is really, I think, gonna be good for my husband and very, very useful. So that's it. That's all you have to do to make this really great, helpful ear oil, ear massage oil. Again, not to be put inside the ear. You're not gonna put drops in your ear of this. It's way too powerful and way too strong, so don't do that. And that's that. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos, and I would love to see you join the community. My name is Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead and the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences, and I am so glad that you joined me for this video today. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the community. Have a really good one. Bye-bye.